How did you find it? Another in a string of acts. Then she should have. One of your cohorts. You have to. And did you are enlightened? I get it's my. I am
There.
trying to. Yet
The pain.
I am.
As
But
my
your and the.
I know.
But it
What?
you. I gather you have had your soul awake. I answered your question. The heart of when plague arrived. That there was a. But all that changed when they and replaced. Have you? But more than that. For all I have seen, you have with you. Hear me, Woody. Rock 10!
I'm ready. I'll get the next one.
Something else. That's it. Work. Need to try something else.
way Selmes made.
That didn't work. Need to try something.
Sure thing.
Othek were the law! Othek were the law!
Lava. Drift.
Faith sailors made to
I'm ready. Hey there.
all those lifetimes. spent to
I hope this is the end, but what's to stop him from being born again with the same ill intent?
Theos followed his mistress's orders too well. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse that he will remember.
This man held to the world harder than any.
Can't help but feel sorry for him. To live.
Some acts cannot.
That's rough.
Wayfarer, sailmates, made
Understood.
Following your lead. We've come to the end of it, my friend.
I'm ready. So much for Theos. Now you have a chance to set things right.
Yeah? Victory looks good on you. There was a blur about your soul that lingers no more. Seems putting so many hopes and dreams, all of them torn from the cycle and trapped for... I know you are the right person to decide the fate of so many...
As you say.
I have observed you, Watcher. You came to this land merely because it was here for the taking. You have labored at the pleasure of others. That shriveled hag in Hadrit House, those preening soldiers with more taste for silk than steel, the wretched tribesmen playing out their and now the gods give you orders and commands. The exiled queen is not an ungrateful patron. Finish the work Theos began. Strengthen Woodica with these souls and allow her to become the most powerful of all the gods, with you as her favored. You say that now, but when you're standing in front of the machine, consider...
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with exhausted, your consciousness slipping away. Your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route at your direction, the souls of the Hollowborn, long lost to the people. For the people of Dyrwood, the question would linger as it always had, for even the truth was beyond belief. One day, the loss of the souls you had promised to Entropy would be no setback to Remergand, nor to Andra, for the beast of winter trudges ever forward, and the will of the Lady of the oceans proved no safer. A barrage of squalls pounded the harbors along the Dyrwooden coast. From Lord Radric's zeal had brought him back to life once, but it would not do so again. Radric's destruction at your hand, following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Wood order, was soon re-established by the Knights of the Crucible, who, despite their for the Knights, their resurgence marked a return to the tradition as well. Having seen firsthand the dangers presented by dabblers and animate, the destruction of the machine atop Ter Noaneth spelled the end of the reanimated corpses in Heritage Hill. Though at first, the Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an Animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay. But those who had escaped when the legacy had lifted, people came to see it not as a sign that the riots had been according to the gods' wishes, as Theos had hoped, but as a confirmation that animancy had never been the source of the problem in the first place. The town of Dyrford had seen the last of the cult. Abidon's renewal brought new vigor and purpose to a god long known for quiet, steady labor. Handicraft saw a revival in the Dyrwood, and no smith wanted for an apprentice. As for Stalwart, the Battle of Caron's Scar only strengthened their resolve to unlock the mysteries of Durgan's steel and build new marvels with the White. However, Stalwart's ambitions brought them into further conflict with the Raid Serens, as the Flames That Whisper clan found a cautious peace with Stalwart, particularly once the villagers heard of the aid the ogres had offered against the Eyeless. Releasing Harmka left the Devil of Carrick with a gnawing dissatisfaction that continued to eat at her long after the Watcher confronted Theos. She resumed her search for the men and women, yet as she hunted and killed, the futility of her actions grew like a leaden weight in her gut. Her movements grew stiff and sluggish as her zeal deserted. Once Maneha had made peace with her memory, she decided the time had come to face her more recent past. For the first time in decades, she returned home to Rawatai. Her parents wept with joy at her return. They still ran the old spice shop. The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every thane and earl in Dyrwood. After the death of the master below, a strange quiet fell over the endless paths of Odd. Pallegina had followed her orders from the Duke's bells, helping establish an exclusive trade arrangement between the Valian republics and the tribes of Erglonfath. With the Dyrwood's peoples, Haravius took his leave of the party and, after his first bath in years, returned to his nomadic lifestyle. Wherever he went, Haravius left behind stories of the Autumn Druid. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale. Through a number of quiet inquiries, he soon found his way into the underground organization of Aethasians known as the Night Market. Ironically, in learning that the gods had been found when the dust settled in Sun and Shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Theos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol. With the Watcher's goals accomplished and his own vows fulfilled, Kanarua sailed back to Dakoa. His friends and family found him much changed, for a pall had fallen upon the man, smothering his former enthusiasm. With Theos defeated and the souls released from Sun and Shadow, healthy children were born once again. Durance used Magrin's strength only until Theos had been cast from the world, and then swore off her influence entirely. Regret came to weigh. Sagani experienced the 4 months of her journey back to Masuk. All of Masuk shared in her triumph, and she felt her pride and elation magnified by the joy of her village. Never again did she doubt the value of her sacrifices. For you, the death of Theos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whisper. But at the moment, there was little to be done.